The Bradley Manning trial is such a showcase that it's worth commenting on. Um, Historically, whites thought that blacks would be the one who would sell them out, to sell out the country and so on. But today, we see where Bradley Manning and WikiLeaks assaults are the ones that did the job. Now, mind you, blacks have done terrorist things here in America that you wonder, but it's a different operation. I guess they're pissed off and they're trying to see if they can get some justice on their own. But here, these white folks, these children are kind of like spoiled. They feel like, man, and you know, it's like they're not allowing the best to percolate to the top. They just hiring the sons and stop right there. Some of these guys shouldn't even go to school. You know, they really can't handle the stuff. Shoot at the school, and that's cool. You know, they'll overlook them and move on. I think that at this time, whites would be looking for the best wherever it's found, and encourage it so that the nation could continue going. I mean, historically, blacks did whites the same thing. They did everybody the same thing, and through Egypt. We see it more dramatized in the Bible with the way they treated Israel, but this is the way they treated everybody. And God is the one that wiped out Africa, Egypt. Today, the folks over there don't even know that they had been the superpower, the first superpower, and they don't even understand what caused them to be in that perpetual confusion and miasma and the doldrums. But it's the attitude towards the poor and towards other racial minorities. The whites were, you know, not superior back then. And a lot of whites are telling me, oh, all you could do is pray. Well, that's what they did. They prayed and they worked hard, and God is the one that moved these nations out so that, you know, others can come on, hoping that they're going to learn from the past and do the right thing. And so everybody has had a chance, and then the whites came on through the Greeks, or through the Romans, or through the Germans, whichever you want to say is right. And you see where the Romans, their kids became so special, and they were supposed to be the next emperor. And they don't want to work hard, they don't want to do the discipline. And what they did, they sold out the nation. They had the enemy with all the arms, with all the skills, and be the soldiers, and they're going to be partying, smoking, and drinking. And then the guys just rose up and knocked them off when the time was right, because they weakened themselves as it were. And so the whites have told their kids that because you're blonde and you're white and you got green eye or blue eye, that's why you're so powerful. But in truth and in fact, they prayed and they worked hard, and that's why they got through. And they're not telling the kids that. They're not telling the kids that the black people do them the same thing. They come with this slavery explanation that we can handle the disease and the heat and all that stuff. And Europe has more heat, and North America than the Caribbean, I believe, or similar. But it was acceptable back then. But I know it's payback. They just want to pay back. Now, in the 60s, when whites started to feel pressure coming on, they came with some laws that tried to equalize things. But, you know, things continue the same. But there was a movement on. If they hadn't relented and said, well, yeah, things have changed, they might have been overrun by now, because God would have been the one to set them aside, as it were. Although every race has done the duty and did the same thing that the whites are doing, perhaps he would have come back already or something. But as a nation, as opposed to an empire, I guess, you know, they could have done things a little different and keep moving up. And so today, it's not blacks that betray them, it's their own kids. Look at the people supporting. I'm proud of Bradley. And Bradley was a traitor to betray his nation. I mean, your military, they're doing things you don't like, just resign and go away. Don't just try to destroy them, because, you know, some of them talking here, oh, look, the sweatshops in India and in Asia and so on. These people making money. Look, I know for a fact in Trinidad, the American company came down there, was trying to pay American salaries and enforce American law. People say, no, you can't pay them that kind of money here, bro, because they're going to fight out here. Everybody can come here to work here, and we have some serious problems on our hands. We don't want it to affect our economy and our system. So they had a middleman who collected big bucks from the US and just paid these guys a couple bucks, which is what is commensurate to what they pay them down there. So I heard somebody down here who graduated me from Berkeley University, a white guy saying that, oh, they pay the people in sweatshop in Vietnam $20 a month or something like that. And you don't fail to mention that the exchange rate was such that $20 a month is equal to what a person of equal, status in America will be making. Now, if we pay them what America makes here, then of course this guy will make more money than the president, than the king, than generals in the army. It's going to be a problem. My country, for example, 5,000 US, you get a law degree, quality degree, commensurate to anywhere else. But down there, it's $1 million. Okay, so that if we were to pay, say, I guess what I'm saying, the guys haven't realized that there's a difference in culture and in money and the whole 9 yards. And these guys having the comparative advantage straight up, so they could undersell us and etc. So when I see Americans, white Americans, kind of talking like that, I know that something is rising, because they've given up, man. They're calling down hell and high water on their own nation and so on. And I'm saying, like, that's a bad sign, So I hope that folks are learning from this, and the white folks can say we want the best from whether it's black, yellow, white, whatever. As long as the best, we want them. And you're going to be surprised to see what you're going to get. The nation will go to the diamond age as opposed to going into the doldrums and skidding off.